There once was a traveler named Wanda the Wandering Wanderer. Wanda wondered about all things. On one occasion, she saw a city sucked dry, doomed and devastated by war, while some cities she saw were super successful and safe. Wanda wondered why a good God would allow all evil events to ever exist if he had the power to possibly prevent them. Wanda wandered into the woods, where she would meet a man made known as the supremesage, said to see solutions where others fall short. She met the man and mentioned her main concern. He let out a large laugh, leaving Wanda wondering what was wrong. He said, "It is indeed an interesting inquiry you have asked. The perfect and problem-free place you picture is paradise, and it is present, but these trials are a test. Perhaps our positive performance on this plane produces the prerequisites to pass into paradise. Tough times train tougher people, and pious people produce pious proceedings. These trials tear off test takers into tiers and ranks of reward as a result. Good generates a good end, while evil effectuates an evil end. You may see some situation as superb, that steers you away from salvation, while a seemingly sad situation may save your soul. Is evil still exactly what you envisioned?" Wanda wonders on the wise words she has witnessed, and asks, "Why not provide paradise or perfection prior to being tested?" He let out a large laugh, leaving Wanda wondering what was wrong once more. "Allow me to actually apologize for my actions by answering what was answered to the angels." Astonished, she asked, "Did the angels already ask about this?" After Adam's advent was announced, the angels asked Allah, "Would you create the cause of much killing and corruption while we worship you without pause?" Angels are already absolutely perfect and can't comprehend the creation of a creature that causes corruption. They were told, "I know what you do not." From her furrowed face, the supremesage saw that Wanda wasn't satisfied still with this solution. So the supremesage said, the story goes on. After answering the angels, Allah awarded Adam the ability to know all names, and he asked the angels, "Name these things if you know." They told their Lord, "We know not but the knowledge you allow us to know." So Adam explained everything, and an example was established. Allah said, "Did I not tell you that I know what you do not, and I know what you conceal and what you reveal?" So simply stating, free will brings forth freedom to be fruitful or to fail, but also allows Adam to access an advanced level, greater than God's greatest angels. The value vested in veering towards virtue of one's own volition is vastly greater in God's view than the various violations volition brings forth. And for freedom to be factual, failure must be a real choice. Isn't Allah already acquainted with all acts in all ages? Then a hell-bound human is hopeless to help himself from habitation in hell, since the destiny of the defective is to be doomed and damned as the deity has determined. Before evil was even executed by evildoers, their punishment would be predetermined. Free will and fate. These two are twins, seeming so separate yet so seamlessly synchronized, creating confusion and contradiction. Suppose we see the Super Bowl, Saints versus Sixers. With 6 seconds left, the Saints save the season with a safety and win. Ever an exciting event, it is recorded to be reviewed later by revering fans. When watching while the event was engaging, entertainment was extracted from exciting plays and uncertainty. The recording we review is fixed, far from fluctuations, simply frames following each other. However, the frames being fixed doesn't force the football to be fixed. Both the Saints and the Sixers had a shot to succeed. The all-knowing Allah is already aware of all the frames from the first to the final, forming fate, while we are the frames, forming free will. Free to follow our feelings and fancies, we fight for the final felicity, paradise. Perhaps Pharaoh's parable will put things into perspective. He remained as the ruler who razed and ravaged, ruining the righteous, killing kids in cold blood, and seizing slaves with severity. Who followed the followers of faith into the flowing sea and drowned deep under. Yet, if he had hallowed his highness once, Allah would accept his apology and appropriate for him advanced achievement in the afterlife. When one word was sufficient to save his soul, then it wasn't fate that failed Pharaoh, but free will and his fancies. As acknowledged, Allah is all-knowing, all-powerful, and all good. But the answer found in the anecdote of Adam's advent is that Allah is also absolutely just and all-wise. The Maker made man based on merit, so every merit and demerit will meet its match, be it any being or brute. When some sheep will say to their sovereign, "My soreness surpassed this sheep's when our horns hit," he will have them hit heads again, having hardened and dulled horns so their soreness be switched, precisely paying back the pain. And when a person is pricked by a point, their pain will be paid with some sins shed, or some raise in reward. Justice judged so judiciously that no germ or gent could gripe or grieve at God's judgment. Every evil ended. With wisdom is a wondrous way to work out the worry you wonder about. Picture a pair of parents, pained because they crave a cure to their kid's condition. They travel to Texas to discuss the disease with Dr. Dahmer. He sees the subject as quite serious and sincerely suggests surgery. The kid can't comprehend the calamity that has come to pass, presuming that perhaps his parents can protect him from the poking and prodding of the physicians. And despite desiring to defend diligently from Dr. Dahmer, they do nothing. In effect, if evil effectuates an embedded environment, its essence isn't evil. To an all-wise Allah, all acts having acceptable moral meanings would be a minor move at most. The Supreme Sage stopped speaking after saying, "Some more can be said, but for now, this should suffice." Wanda walks away wiser, with new perspective on the problem she previously presented. She still isn't sure on her stance to this solution, but she surely will spend some time letting it sink in. What Wanda will do is she will certainly subscribe and suggest this sage to others.